gals, aliens, and degen freaks. Welcome to Dano Crypto. On this channel, we show you guys how to make simple, effective, and easy moves in the cryptocurrency ecosystem. So, if you have kids and it's the summertime, I pray for you because we almost didn't make the stream. We're getting kids in the pool, we're getting kids in the bath, and we're just doing all this stuff, but we're trying to keep on our schedule for giving you guys some of the best crypto content and live content in the business. So, without further ado, I want you guys to smash the like button, hit the subscribe button if you're new, and we're going to get into some meme coins. We're going to get into Brett. We're going to get into how Brett, I think, is going to be taking over the meme space for the Coinbase onboarding with the bullish news of the Coinbase Smart Wallet, which means that you don't have to do a seed phrase. You can just do a Face ID and a passkey. This is going to enable people, retail, aka normies, to basically get into crypto in the easiest way possible. So, guys, I hope you're ready for this. I hope you are ready for the Bitcoin price movement. I was just watching Crypto Banter, and they were saying that get ready for a Bitcoin dump. And I'm like, maybe there's a possibility, but I think if we really crush that previous resistance at the previous all-time high, not the old all-time high, I'm talking the new one, and we get supported off of that, and we get supply crunches like we're expecting, oh, guys, we're off to the races. We are off to the races. So we hope you are feeling well, and we hope you hit the subscribe button and the like button, because we got 3 likes right now, but let's get it up. Let's get it up. Let's get the likes up. The more likes that we get, the more bullish we feel, and the more that this channel gets pushed out to the algorithm. So thank you guys so much for supporting the channel, and we'll just get the shill out of the way. Make sure you guys support BITFLEX, our partners of the channel. And right now we are running a giveaway of a Treasure Safe 3 all the way up into about almost the end of the month to June 20th. So if you haven't signed up yet to try and win one of these suckers, you should do so. So hope you guys are feeling good. Good morning, good evening, good night, whatever time you're watching from, whatever time frame, time zone. Make sure you guys are popping in the Discord as well and posting your best trade screenshots. We want to make sure we are seeing the gains that you're making, and if you are brave enough, you can also post your losses, because that's where you're going to learn the most in this space, is when you make a, quote, mistake, which always can turn into a lesson learned. All right, guys, so we have some bullish things happening, I think, across the markets. You know, we have Foxy on LANA is doing really, really well. This was the airdrop token. We actually got airdrop 5,000 of these Foxy tokens on LANA for interacting in the dashboard of Firefox. So this is kind of almost like a sneaky Firefox token that is quite possibly going to really pick up some traction here in the short term. So we're keeping an eye on that. Excuse me, guys. And also, we wanted to mention about this chart that actually indeed broke out, and that could send Bitcoin to 74,400 here in the short term. And then we also have the exchange balances of BTC and Ethereum are both going down. Since January 2021, we've had the balances going down over time. So you can see the trend here is that we are going to be coming into a massive supply squeeze for both Bitcoin and Ethereum. Now you see that Bitcoin is valued at 1.3 trillion. Let's see if that still stands. Where's CoinMarketCap? There it is. Okay, CoinMarketCap. Let's see Bitcoin right now. Excuse me, guys. So Bitcoin right now is at 1.4 trillion. So 1.4 trillion in market cap, and the whole entire market cap of the cryptocurrency space as a whole is 2.6 trillion. So then you go back to this 2.6 trillion, and Nvidia is one company, Nvidia, is the value of the entire cryptocurrency market. So you have to put that into perspective, and then also you have to think that if just like 0.5% of institutions and businesses start to put Bitcoin on their balance sheet, and it becomes easier for banks and institutions to custodian Bitcoin for people and then charge a fee and start making profits and revenue off of the fees acquired by being crypto custodians, oh my gosh, guys, it's going to be crazy because, it's interesting that we saw articles like 63 major banks, 63 banks in the United States are subject to going under and going bankrupt and failing, almost just like the 2008 crisis. So how, instead of printing a bunch of money and flowing it into the system, okay, so instead of printing a bunch of money and inflating the US dollar, why wouldn't we just take the assets that we have now and reorient and flip into Bitcoin, pump the markets in crypto? Then these banks can go back into, and then get this too. Then you got the stable coins. Get the stable coins in order. Imagine if banks started to use USDT and USDC in a combination with being able to say, okay, so hey, what do you want to take your profits in? You want to take it into USD, you want to take it into USDC, USDT, and you get choices. And the fact that you have that choice, competition is going to build such demand in the market, supply, demand. All of these things are going to start happening when we actually have full workings of crypto inside of old archaic institutions that are just they're going to move forward. Eventually, we're going to see where in your bank account, in your app, you're going to see an option to be able to hold Bitcoin. And it's coming sooner than you think. Sooner than you think, we're going to have that regulation come in where you'll see banks custodying this stuff. And it's going to be crazy. So look, Bitcoin, and it's right under silver. It's basically on its way to passing silver in market cap. So it's pretty wild, guys. It's pretty wild. All right, so let's get into the Bitcoin price. Let's get into the charts here. Let's get into where we're sitting at currently, and then we'll get into Brett. We'll show you guys the massive pump on Brett and just why we think that Brett this isn't even retail. We made a bit of a video this morning. Shout out to anyone who watched that and hit the like and left your comments on that video. And if you haven't, make sure you go and do that because YouTube's algorithm for crypto content has been ridiculous. They don't push it enough. And so I think if you guys could do me a favor and as much as you can, be like a evangelistic for crypto content, not just mine, for everyone's. If you like a video, make sure you actually interact with it and you comment, hit the like button, share it with your friends, because the only way we're going to actually have mass crypto adoption and also give people some good resources to be able to come into the space and not get wrecked, they need to be able to find channels like this. They need to be able to find channels Jason Casper and the Moon Show and all that stuff. So yeah, so let's make sure we do that. Make sure we do our part. Okay, so let's look at Bitcoin. Let's find our Bitcoin Bitstamp chart. Oh, so really, in other news, speaking of Bitstamp, guess what? Robinhood has acquired Bitstamp. So this is super bullish. I think this is bullish overall because Bitstamp, according to just history. And I didn't know this, but Bitstamp is actually one of the oldest worldwide exchanges for crypto. So this is kind of why we use the Bitstamp chart to track Bitcoin and its progress, because it is where we've had the best, most clean data for the price movements for Bitcoin. So what we're seeing here in the short term and in the long term, we have excuse me. Long term, we have a cup and handle on the weekly and daily. Now, if we go to the 1 hour and we get tight in the range here, all we have done is just trade down below the trend line, and we quickly wicked back up, okay? So what we're going to see here is a test over 72,000. This is clear. We're going to have a test over 72,000, and then once we get that test over 72,000, we are going to break this previous resistance that we hit on this symmetrical triangle. And once we were out of that symmetrical triangle, you can see here that we went into a reverse head and shoulders. So I think that what ends up happening here is that we have another BART kind of reverse pattern started to happen. This is going to be what we see breaking into the short term here into and pinching into this 72. We could see some short term volatility, of course, but honestly, let's just move this line that we already drew here for the RSI, and we have made a lower or a higher low from the recent drop here. And so my case is that, look, how are we going to just keep, there's no bearish divergence yet. There's no bearish divergence yet. We're still crossed here, and we could easily push up to 78 on the SMI RSI chart here to push us up over the Bollinger Band and over 72,000. So just today, you know, it's 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. You know, we got 5 more hours for the market to basically keep trucking on, institution, stock market stuff. But then once we start going into later into the day for Bitcoin, we'll have to see if we can keep holding these levels. If we can hold this level, we don't get rejected off of 71.8 right here, then we could be looking at 73,800 here sooner than later, guys. So make sure you keep track on that. And so now we're going to look at Brett. So let's look at Brett. Brett just got listed on KuCoin, and so that's huge. So Brett on KuCoin, we'll see how the trading's going on that. We got pushed up all the way on KuCoin to close almost to 15 cents. And then if you look at Brett on PHEMEX, this is what we've been trading Brett on, and also we just have spot Brett just like in our wallet. But this got up as high as, oh wow, did this really wick up? Oh, we missed this one. I don't know where that wicked. I don't know what happened there. That was quick. That was a wick up to 18 cents. Craziness, man. If we would have had a limit order, we actually, funny enough, we had a limit order set at 50 cents, but it would have been nice to set a limit order at something like that, because that's how a lot of money's made really quick. A lot of money's made really quick when you get wicks like that. All right, so basically what we saw here is 2 different tests to lows on Brett here on the PHEMEX chart. So we had a low set at 8 cents, and then we pumped from that 8 cents, had another retracement down to 10, and then from that 10-cent support right here, then we saw a nice move to the upside from that 10-cent support to 12, and then we cleared the resistance on 12 cents, turned that into support, and now we are starting to create a second shelf of range. So yeah, it's looking like something. Hold on just a second, guys. Yo. All right, we're back. All right. Sorry about that, guys. Just had to go and make sure everything was all good in the Dano household. All right, so come on. You guys got to share this thing. I don't know what's going on, but like I said, YouTube has been not pushing content, and so we got to change that. The only way that we can actually actively change it is if you guys are destroying the like button. So you have to really just obliterate it, because then they're not going to send it out. They're not going to put it in the search. So And there's absolutely no reason why they shouldn't put it in the search. There's absolutely no reason. So let's do it. Let's get more people in here. Let's do it. Because we're giving good analysis. We're giving good TA. We're giving you the coins. We've been talking about these dang things. I mean, God. I mean, if you guys had more money than I did and you bought Brett when I mentioned it, you'd be a millionaire. If you put thousands of dollars into your into your Brett position, sadly, we didn't have thousands and thousands of dollars of dry powder, you know, to buy the dip. We've been making jokes recently about how people are always saying, buy the dip. And like retail right now is kind of broke. Like, I mean, inflation is out of control. And if you own a house, even if you got a good deal on it and a good interest rate, you know how they got you? You know how they got you? With the taxes. They're like, oh, your interest rate's only 3%? Oh, we'll just for a year and a half, we're going to raise your taxes for your house. That makes your mortgage go up if you didn't do the right escrow and all that stuff. And they purposely don't put the amount of tax in your escrow just so you end up having to pay these companies an extra $1,200 a month on your mortgage. Oh, yeah. I bet that happened to some of you guys because it happened to us. So to try adding, you know, an extra 2 to 3K on top of your budget when most people are kind of living paycheck to paycheck. And when I mean paycheck to paycheck, that means like you pay your mortgage, you pay your car payment, you pay your insurance, you pay your cell phone bill, you pay your internet bill, you pay the grocery bill, you pay the whatever bill, you pay the credit card bill, you pay whatever, all the bills. And then by the time you pay all that stuff, you got about $100 left. You got about $100 left. And if you don't have a backup savings, that's it. You only got $100. And then if you have an emergency, say your car breaks down and you have a tire go flat, it's doomsday. It's like doomsday. So then the crypto bro is going to his wife and saying, "Oh, can I DCA?" And she looks at him like he has 7 heads, and she's like, No. So I'm telling you guys the reality. That's just the reality. So you don't listen to all these crypto bros. They don't even have a wife. They're literally in their basement alone, or they might be living with their parents. Is probably why they're able to have so much dry powder to invest in crypto. But if you're living real life, you know, that's that might not be the reality for the majority. So that's why retail isn't here yet. So that was a long-winded explanation of why retail is not here, because they are paying an extra $2,000 a month because of inflation. It's pretty simple. Got it. Yeah, so don't get a wife. Yeah, no, dude, get a wife. No, wives are great. No, I'll tell you, wives are great. Don't listen to the bros that are like, don't get married, bro. You get locked down, bro. Yeah, those are the people that end up dying early because they don't go to the hospital for a basic checkup. Sorry. That was a really bad joke, but it's classic that if you have a wife, they're the ones that actually tell you to like go get a checkup and like do the basic stuff that sometimes men don't do. We just like we don't do those things. But it's all good. It is what it is. All right, so what's happening with Brett here is what we think is going to be the onboarding process for a lot of these people that are going to eventually use Coinbase, because Coinbase and crypto.com are going to be they're in, like, I think they're in great competition. That's great. 2 great platforms that have debit cards that you can use in the United States. Thank God. Because look, there's BYBIT and Binance, and they, you know, all these big companies, you know, they have debit card programs. They have all this stuff, and thank God that the United States was actually able to make this happen, where we can have crypto debit cards and be able to go in this ecosystem. And basically, if we wanted to, almost like 70% be out of a regular traditional bank and just be in crypto. But what's going to happen is that crypto.com and Coinbase are going to list something like Brett. And I think crypto.com will end up listing Brett as a competition of liquidity with Coinbase. This is amazing. So this is going to have the crypto.com community speculating into, they already have Pepe. They list Pepe. They talk about Pepe all the time. They're going to list the derivative derivative parallel token that is Brett. So this is why we are spot long on this thing, and also lev long for the long term for the bull run, because this thing could really start to crush up into levels that are onboarding. You got to think about it, onboarding. All right, so recently we talked about the Me token, Medieval Empires token, and this thing has pumped 30%. I think it pumped 30%. Real Mike said he got into Bretta, which is Brett's wife. Yeah, see, the thing is I know once the one token, it's like there's going to be a baby Brett, there's going to be a Brett of memes, there's going to be every single kind of side token that you can think of that'll go into that, and then but I just want to kind of keep the focus on Brett, because that is where I think we're going to get the eyes on Coinbase. Yeah. All right, well, if you got a 5x so far, yeah, super risky. Well, then you better. Well, I'm not going to tell you what to do, but if I were you, I would have already taken some profits. Take out your initial investment, I can't say that. I would take out, if I were me, taking out my initial investment in probably a 2x, and then the amount that you put in. So then you just let the rest just let the rest ride. The moonbag strategy. Okay, there you go. All right, awesome. So Real Mike said he did that exactly because he has made that mistake before. All right, guys, so did you just read this? This is probably one of the biggest things that you could learn in crypto, is to just not realize what you did before. Be like, okay, I did that. I got into something a little risky. It went 5x, and I didn't take credit. You could have rode that thing all the way back down or to zero. So that can teach you a valuable lesson. So awesome, Real Mike. So you had the conviction. You said, you know what? I've been burned before, and I'm not going to let it happen again. Good on you, sir. Okay. All right, so let's see what's happening with Shiba Inu here. So Shiba Inu, we really, Shiba is still going to test up into all-time highs, guys. So we just tested up into the middle of the range, then we got a retracement. And, we could probably pull a fib here and see what's going on. Where we got a rejection off the 786, and now we're sitting at the 618. We could... The RSI could push us down to the 0.5, which would be 4 zeros, 2373. And we could make a case that it could trade down into this level and go back up to test the 786. And then once we break the 786, we'll go into the top level right here, the one, which would be 0.0003282 for SHIB. And so that looks good, So why we're analyzing SHIB in this type of pattern, because a lot of altcoins right now that are I believe will break out in the altcoin summer, are going to break out of these patterns, because this is how they break out. I mean, what happened here with what coin can we use as an example that had a really nice example of a breakout? Oh, Ethereum. Ethereum on a longer scale showed this perfect pattern that can break out. And this is what it looks like when it gets to the top of the range and starts to consolidate to then make the next move. So here's the bull pennant. This is Ethereum on the 4-hour. So if you go to the 4-hour, this is how you can see it. Go from the 4-hour to the daily. The daily is going to obviously give you those closes, the candle closes. And then you also from the daily here, it'll be a lot easier to see where we've had those previous resistance levels, different highs, different lows. And so what we're looking at is a easy target to 5K for Ethereum. And all we're going to do is just flip look. So why we think we're going to do it is we look at the RSI. So look at the RSI, and we have a really nice bullish divergence. Look at that bullish divergence right there where we have a swoop up here, we have oversold portion, and then we have, overbought, a little bit overbought, and then now we're getting a cross here for a bullish divergence on the RSI, and that could make a case for us to push right over this 4,154 resistance level, then to push us up into $5,000 Ethereum. Now, Ethereum is, like I said, it's the trade. It definitely is the trade because Van Eck is actually predicting that there could be a $30,000 Ethereum in 2030. And I'm thinking, you know what? Maybe we get a 20K Ethereum like next year. Like that could be that could happen. We could get a 10K Ethereum next year. Because of the ETF, it's deflationary. It's the backbone of all of like most DeFi layer 2s. I mean, come on. So once this thing starts to crush, like Ethereum might surprise everyone. And it's going to make things like FTM, Matic, Metis, Avalanche, all these things that are under Ethereum, the ERC20 tokens, the memes, Pepe, Shiba Inu, all this stuff, it's gonna do. I think it's gonna do well, but you have to remember, like if it's gonna go up really fast, it goes up fast. It's gonna have a fast fall. So a lot of the times you do want a nice slow drip or a slow steady staircase. I call it the staircase. It's like it's nice to have a nice bull pennant, a nice retracement back to be able to accumulate a little bit, because that's your opportunity to take profit, and then you can go back in when you see you hit that support on the bottom of the wedge. And so, like for instance, like here, like in SHIB, there was two. This is what happened in the bull market here, right here, October 2021, November had a massive pump, and then that was any of these ranges right here to take profit from the top would have been great, because then you're taking profits on the way down, and then you have the perfect opportunity. And if you still had a little bit in your bag, no big deal. But then look at this purple range. Look at all of this this range where it was just sideways for freaking from May 2022 all the way to February 2024 this year as an accumulation range to go right back up into this range. And so this is the opportunity again where you're going to have a little bit of a sideways action to then break up to this previous all-time highs. And this is just for Shiba Inu. You can take this analysis and break it down to any of the strong altcoins and meme coins that have been trading in the market recently. And you want to watch the things that have the most trading volume. So a lot of the times, what we like to do, we'll just go on an exchange, we'll go to the perps, and we'll just see hey, we'll go to all of them. What's got the most volume right now in terms of trading? Obviously, we got BTC, Ethereum, BNB, Sol, but then look at what has the most volume right under all these fundamental tokens. Brett has the most trading volume right now at 10 million just on PHEMEX. And then so we have NAKA coin, we have People, we have Dogecoin, Sui, SHIB, Book of Meme, just Matic. These are the things right now. Turbo, Pepe. These are the things right now that are trading up in really nice high volume. Athena, ENA. So this is why we are in the certain things that we are in, because we go by volume. I go by volume and liquidity. If things got liquidity and it's got volume and people are really actively trading it, this is where we're going. We're going in the direction of the market. We're not just gonna make up our own thesis. We're pulling theses from the entire market, and then we are going to parallel with it, because we're not going to round trip, guys. We're here for life-changing strategic gains on these things. So this is we're in the Athena trade, we're in the ENA trade, because we believe this thing, like Arthur Hayes said, could be a $5 to $10 plus altcoin in the bull run, the full bull run, and when we're starting to crush. So this is why we're in it. And then same with Brett, same with Pepe. Now we got into a newer trade earlier today, which was Render. Now we've seen Render on the list for forever. We've seen Render on the list forever, and it's always been popping up in terms of strength as an altcoin. It's got really nice volume, so we are also going into render. And so what else? I mean, gosh. What else do we want to get into? I don't know, man. The U.S. debt has passed $34 trillion. So that's fun. That's fun. And we are going to be making a video later today about Trump's wallet. So basically, Trump's wallet was airdropped supply, 50% supply of this Trog coin. So we've been following the wallet, and this thing came out about 4 days ago, and then they airdropped 50% of the supply to Donald Trump's wallet. And so if you want to follow this thing, you just have to click on it, click the contract, and then we already pulled it up. So this thing is going to be very interesting. So I'm curious to see how any of these Trump coins do, and also the Biden coins do, and any of the Politify tokens that are going to be going into this run for the next 5 months, because we have the election coming up, guys. I mean, in the United States, I mean, it's no coincidence that we've had the 4-year cycle of the Bitcoin halving and the 4-year cycle of the election all together, basically paralleling in our history to... Guys, do you understand programming and matrix? So the reality that we live in is like a computer, and we are we're basically like a computer imbued with consciousness, and we are downloading data from sources all over the place. And the powers that be know this, and they know that we are so malleable to the point where it is like installing a program, and we pull it through our eyes, we pull it through our ears, we pull it through our essence, we pull it through our energy, and it's all energy. So powers that be know this. So what do? They create narratives. They create narratives, and then they can even go as simple as, we don't even have to try and make you do anything. You'll do it yourself. Get enough people as a big collective to just start doing things without actually having to be told. That's the easiest slavery system you can have. We just do it ourselves. We enslave ourselves. Do you understand? So it's all about programming. You have implants and imprints in your brain, and until you understand this and you can reprogram your DNA and actually unlock the stuff that's inside of you that is going to unlock your higher self and not the lower self that the powers that be want to control, which is the lower frequency portion of yourself, where you're manipulated by fear, you're manipulated by doubt, you're manipulated by all those things that will get you further away from your goal. And this all ties in, guys. And this is why, honestly, I think that whoever created Bitcoin, they were just having a neutral entity of a network that could, for people like us and just the world, can have a chance, because there can't just be these people behind the shadows that are doing this and just think that they can either, one, do it forever and get away with it, or that there's not going to be a counter resistance movement that is going to neutralize that fact or give people a damn chance. So that's how I feel. This is how I feel, and I think that crypto and digital assets and digital ownership and free will in that aspect, what Jack Dorsey was talking about. He's like, look, everyone's spatting about free speech and, oh, you can't say this, and oh, if you say this, you're gonna get canceled, or there's a potential that you're gonna go to jail just for saying something or speaking an opinion. No, it's not. It's actually far worse than that. It's actually the mechanisms of free will that actually create creativity and movement through our society and through the human race. If there wasn't actual free will to be able to do this, and it's a double-edged sword. Free will is a double-edged sword that God told us and gave us, was the free will to make choice. If we didn't have the free will to make choice that was given to us by God, then, oh my God. Like, you know, so that's the double-edged sword of the duality of life. And then when you ascend that duality, you are getting closer to your higher self that is neutralized all of this. Am I speaking crazy stuff right now? Or do you guys agree with, put a 1 in the chat if you agree with what I'm saying. Put a 2 if you think I'm insane. Let's see. I was like, I might have scared you guys off. I don't know what happened. Okay, no, I didn't scare you guys off. But you don't have to agree. You don't have to agree with me though. You don't have to agree with me at all. Then that's the thing. That's the best part about us as a society and as humans. You know, we don't agree on everything. I mean, we obviously. I mean, we don't have to. But I think at essence there are some fundamental, like just if you're born with empathy, then you're able to know those things that are like basic human dignity and rights, and like that you just like there's certain things that we shouldn't do to each other as humans. We know this. I think we can agree on a lot of those things. But then, you know, culture and identity and all those things, they get in the way. They get in the way. They get in the way, guys, and they make us fight. They make us fight each other. And I don't like it. But it is what it is. All right, so we did take some profit, like we said. Crypto Naughty said 2. I'm a Janet Yellen supporter. Some people like to call her Janet Fallon Yellen. But even like with these I still don't get a lot of these politicians, like they're like I would love to, because I don't know Janet Yellen's full background. I don't know Elizabeth Warren's full background. I should probably do the research. I should probably go into exactly what they have voted on their whole entire career, because you can do this. I mean, you can go back and check politician's track record, where they came from, what political parties they donate to. All this stuff is public record. So what we really should be doing when we're talking our smack, you know, I mean, maybe there was a point where Elizabeth Warren and Janet Yellen were like bullish on America, but right now they're not. These people are not bullish on America. If they were, they wouldn't be saying the things that they say. So I want to support the people that are bullish for America. And that's why I kind of publicly now, you know, and I always kind of have, but I mean, you know, it is what it is. But I support Trump because he's bullish on America. I support JK Jr. because he's bullish on America. His family legacy has always been bullish on America. So I support people like that. I support people like Tulsi Gabbard. Man, you start learning more about Tulsi Gabbard, and she's legit. I mean, she fought in the army. Served like 3-4 tours in Iraq after 9/11. She got inspired to serve her country because of the 9/11 attacks, and then after that went into politics. I mean, that's a lot, you know. That's dope. And then at the same time, you got people on The View literally calling her a Russian plant and a spy and stuff like that. I mean, like, get out of here with that crap. It's so ridiculous. I'm tired of that. This nonsense. It's like when did being patriotic for your country be bad? When did being bullish for your country in America and the values that we stand for and that we should be standing for, like our rights and the Bill of Rights, Constitution, you know, the things like what we're supposed to be protecting, and why we're not supposed to just let people in here willy-nilly, because then it destroys the very fabric of what we're actually trying to build and the protection of America. We got people going, you know, it's just, okay, you have fun with that. Go live in another country where it's just so open and see how well you do with your protection, your privacy, your family, and the things that you hold dear, because it's different. You're very naive. And I'm talking to a certain few people. I can talk to myself. I was once that naive as well. You get sold a big bag of lies, and until you break your mind free, then you have to realize to yourself that, oh, wow, I was being lied to for years and years and years and being manipulated into thinking that I need to be a softie and be some like, you know, soft person on the fact that, oh, there's just these people just need a safe haven. Like, nope, that really it's just a guise to get thousands and thousands and thousands of people into our country that are from the worst places, asylums, freaking like terrible prisons, drug traffickers, all that stuff. That's the real people that are coming in here. That's what they won't tell you. They'll make you think by trying to guise you up. They guise you up. Craziness. All right, so let's get into the Bitcoin monthly returns here. So the Bitcoin monthly returns are mimicking 2012. I think it was 2013. What was it? 2017. 2017 here, we have these figures of these green months going into June, July, and August. So already in June, we're at a 4%, almost 5% monthly returns coming into today's date, which is the 6th. And then May was an 11%. Now, let's see on 2017, May was a 52% move. And then for some reason from 2021 all the way to 2023, we kind of established this thing was like sell in May, go away. But that's not happening because we have all the skeletons are out of the closet. We have all that BS that happened with all the exchanges, celebrity capitulation, people being over leveraged in the market, you know, all these people getting prosecuted, all the things happening. Now that's gone. So now we're going to get back into 2017 territory where we're going to have these green June, July, and August months, and then we're going to have probably a little bit of a cool down in September to then get the retracement off the highs that happened in July and August, because we could be going over 80K here in the next month or so. And once we do that, that's going to send us into altcoin summer. BTC is going to get the quarter monthly returns down a little bit on September, because then that's when the retracement happens, and then we have October, November, and December going into the craziest like election year Bitcoin bull run that we see in history. And this is why we're going to now. I had people asking me a question, Dano, why are you predicting that Bitcoin is going to go to 150,000 before December, before the end of the year? Okay. Now, I have this because it's a cup and handle pattern. Now, but also we could speculate that because of where the RSI is and where the RSI was previously in some of these runs, where we're going to go into that territory of 150,000. Now, we already have it drawn because we're really serious about this one. We really think that we're going to have a massive run up to 150K. Now, it's going to first take us breaking that in an initial new all-time high into uncharted territory. Then we're going to have a retracement to a new established bottom, which could be at 80K. 80K could be the established bottom to then have us blast into over 100K, 120K because of the supply shock on the exchanges. We have GBTC has already almost sold out all of their Bitcoin, and BlackRock and all these institutions are buying it up. So it's just crazy, guys. It's crazy. And I don't believe that the Mt. Gox selling is going to do anything. Most of the selling is probably those people are going to hold. There might be a little bit of selling, but it ain't even going to be as near as what FTX had to sell for their estate, because they had multiple different cryptos, and it was BTC, it was all the stuff, but then it's like Bitcoin. They're getting Bitcoin Cash back and stuff like that. So I really don't think it's gonna be that big of a deal. It's really not gonna be that big of a deal. So yeah, I think we're well prepared. I think we're really positioned well in the market. You know, we'll have stop. We're gonna have our stop losses set. You know what we're gonna do is we're gonna go through and we're gonna set our stop losses through all of our trades, and we're gonna make sure that just in case we are wrong, and we get invalidated for where we think our targets are going to be here in the short term for Bitcoin, we'll be able to re-enter back in and make sure that we catch this run. Because guys, you know, just look at the volume, look what's coming in, and look at where we've had the bullish divergences happening. Yeah. So we'll see. And yeah, I guess the GBTC actually starting to get inflows, so that's interesting. Nice. So there we go. Okay. Yeah, I mean, there's just all kinds of interesting things happening across the markets. But all right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I apologize for my ranty rants. Once I start talking about programming and implants and imprints and things like that, I start getting fired up because I think it's just like when I'm speaking about this, I feel it to be so true in my soul, in every essence of my cells in my body. When I talk about this stuff, I'm like, oh, yes, because I know it to be true. I know it to be true. So, I'll give you guys how about this? I'll give you guys a little nugget. Go on Amazon and look up Lee Carroll. Look up Lee Carroll and search for the Cryon books and search for specifically the first three. The first three books. Lee Carroll, Cryon with a K. Kryon. And in these books, talks about implants, imprints, things that you are born with in your DNA, and about your soul pattern, your soul trajectory, and how this can all relate to your own personal hero's journey. All right, guys, I'll leave you with that golden nugget. So I hope you guys have a fantastic day. Watch out for the video that we're going to be making earlier today. We're going to drop. It's going to be called Trump's Wallet. Trump's Wallet Takeover. All right, so let's do it. Trump's Wallet Takeover. Watch out for that video. And guys, I'll see you at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I love every single one of you that have been coming into the channel and supporting the live streams actively. I really do appreciate it. We hope that if I scared you away at any point over the past couple weeks, I just want to say I hope you will come back. I hope you'll come back. We don't mean to scare you. We don't mean to scare you away. We don't want to be too intense, but sometimes we have to be. All right, guys, we'll see you next time. Peace.